right, we're going to talk about Fred DeSante is a retired New York City police officer. And he is the one who developed this next series of 3 items with his son Michael called the LeafMate. I do have one of these, and I have used one of these. The first one that came in, he said for me to keep for myself. And I did get a couple of them. But let's watch, we're going to talk about it, but let's watch this little video first because he does a good job of explaining it. It takes a little bit.
Breaking with the LeafMate is easy on you and your back. Let's try it. Slide the scoop and break the leaves into piles. Now you're ready to pick up the leaves. Slide the scoop back on. With the scoop in the open position, use the rake to pull the leaves towards you and lift. Don't push the scoop down. Pull, and lift. Leaves are trapped and no bending. Used properly, the LeafMate makes raking leaves effortless. The right way and the not so right way. Now raking leaves is so easy, anyone can do it with LeafMate.
Now let me tell you, this is not, it's a little bit of an unnatural thing to do, okay? So you got to kind of practice with this thing, and that's when I first got it out there. Well, you know, you take the scoop off and rake your leaves up. Well, the leaf is shaped a little bit differently than what your common leaf is. I mean, rake is. It's just a little bit more square in design, but it rakes just fine. You know, just rake your stuff up, it's just fine. But when you put this thing on, you have to make a concerted effort. A concerted effort not to do this. This is what it's just the natural way to do. And I had to go out and actually practice to do it in the yard, that you want to actually pull the items to you. So you may pick up a little bit smaller quantity than you would do if you get down here like this and pick them up with the end of a rake, which is everybody do, but if you don't have to stoop down to pick them up, that's what it's for. But you just got to pull it out there. You got to pull the rake to the scoop, not the scoop to the rake. And it works great. You pick them up, and then you put them into one of the 2 items that we'll talk about in a minute. But that's, I mean, it seems like a pretty simple concept, but I'm going to tell you, you have to practice that motion.
Does that thing only go on one way, the black part, does it go on one way? Or
I think it does. Yeah, because it's got to fit together where it can squeeze the leaves.
well, it'd get more leaves if they were opposite. That's what I was saying first. I thought she did.
No. You make an idiot. It comes to point as far as actually do tell you how to put it together, but that means screwing a screw into the end. So, but it's a different shaped leaf rake than you're ever used to using because it doesn't flare out quite as much as a regular rake. But it has to be that way in order to make a scooping process. But it is a cool item, and this is one that I have used at the house. I'm not a big leaf raker. I tend to like to cut them up with a lawnmower when the spring comes. But I did get out and practice with this. But you will, if you get it, this is the first thing you're going to want to do. Well, the object here is to not bend over. Stand up straight and keep from bending over and hurting your back. Okay? All right. Now, there are other 2 items that are available from them. Is their pickup system. Now, they've got 2 different kinds. I know that let's talk about this one first. Some of you prefer to use paper sacks. These have not been available to me around in our area real frequently. I have noticed that Lowe's has started carrying them as pickup. A lot of cities have started requiring the use of the paper sacks if they pick up your leaves. What these things are is to stand up so that you can fill up your bag so the bag doesn't fall down or the lid's not open and you've got to get down there and do all that. This one comes, you put it inside the paper sack. It comes with some paper sacks, but it is designed for you just to put it inside the sack, fill it up with your leaves, and just, Fill it up with your leaves, and it's got an end as well, so once it gets full, you can stuff them, and it's supposed to stand up on its own, which it does a pretty good job. I put some in that one, and it did fine, because I use something, plastic bag and fill it full of leaves, and then take my leaves somewhere else and dump them. Because I don't have to get somebody to pick them up and put them in the woods. But once it gets full, then you just edge it out, and you've got a full thing of leaves that's ready to be tied up. Okay. Then you take the little thing and you squeeze it down, and it's got. It's not going to be together. Come over here for a minute. And it rolls out, and then it has a little thing so you can hang it on the wall. Now, for those of us who still use a lot of plastic bags, and they said, trying to get away from some of the plastic bags, this one works almost the same way, except the bag goes inside of it. And it has little elastic things that you just put around the side. Okay? So then whenever you get through, and you get them full of leaves, you take the little elastic things off, and just pull your bag out. It's designed exactly the same way. It folds up, and it has a quick connect on one side, a quick connect on the other side. And just hang it up until you use it. Because I know one of the most aggravating things about trying to throw in a trash bag full of leaves is that they either falls over and then half of them spills out, or trying to get them to stay up and start with. This little thing is pretty simple. You just open it back up, bag in there, down in. How does this really help you? I'm going to say this is going to save your bag. It's going to save you time because you're not floating around with a leaf bag. So we continue to think about our limitations. All right, and you just take your little rubber thing and put it up here over the bag to hold the bag in place. Cool.